Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Am I? Hubcap. Am I?
What is that?
Is anything real?
Yeah, it's all real. And I am working. I'm working on the bear that I haven't touched since September. So there's things I'm looking at now that I want to change. And I have a little different camera setup. We'll see how everybody likes it and how well it goes. I know it's not up close. If you want to see up close, I've got an iCard up at the top right. And that shows strokes up close that I've done for this. You can't see the bottom here. But I also wanted to have the Optima in screen so that you could see what I'm doing. And right now, I am switching pins because I didn't realize I hadn't done that yet.
While you're doing that, I will say Beryl Musienko is in chat, as is Eve.
Hey, Eve.
And Sheila Edwards.
Hey, Sheila.
And Chris Gershner.
Hey, Chris.
Crafty Kitty.
Hey, Crafty. We haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Brent.
And Brent.
Who was the first one?
Beryl.
Oh, Beryl.
Yeah.
Hey, Beryl.
And Beryl says, how the heck do you get a thumbs down when you haven't even started?
That's already happened?
Yeah. That is our personal nemesis. But you know what? I was thinking about this because, of course they're anonymous. If that makes them feel better, then that's awesome. Because they do this every video.
Now.
Yeah. Now. So somebody who is either dislikes you or me or the process or the world or something. But
invite me.
If it makes them feel better, it's a way that they can express themselves, and you get the engagement.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I am sorry that they feel like that, but
I didn't realize it had already happened.
You can't make everybody happy.
Hey, Philip. No, we can't. So, after doing World Pyrography Month and other pieces, coming back to this one, I don't like it, but I can fix it. And honestly, I think that's a good thing in not liking it. Are you doing a little housekeeping over there?
Yeah, I already started making a mess just by showing up.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, wow.
I need to fix some of these areas, the fur and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing. And like I said, to me, this is a good thing because that means that my art is growing. And you always want your art to grow. So that...
Not me. I want to stay right where I am forever.
Do you really?
No.
Didn't think so. See, in World Pyrography Month, I got a little more, what's the word? Courageous? Confident?
Reckless?
No.
I'm just throwing out stuff.
I know you are.
Spontaneous?
No.
Gregarious?
Oh, gosh. No. Meaning I jumped into things more. I went darker quicker. I wasn't so stressed about screwing up.
Yeah, it's spontaneous.
But I don't know about that. But I can fix this. So that is what I am going to try to do.
Perhaps chat can come up with a better...
I'm sure they will. So I have my black and white, and I also have my color. Oh, you guys are looking at color.
Hmm?
You're looking at the color piece.
What's wrong with that?
There we go. Because it's easier to see the tonal values that I'm trying to fix.
You took away the cover? Thumbs down. Adventurous, says Chris.
Adventurous?
Yeah, sorry.
Just feeling more confident and at the same time pardon my French for any little ones in here not giving a shit so much. Relaxing. How's that? And actually, I can use a spoon shader in this area, and I think it'll burn quicker.
Philip asks Jason, what is with all them big words? I went to collage. I thought it was going to be like a scrapbooking thing, but it turned out to be like way harder and longer. I wish I'd gone to collage instead of college.
This is the old version of the spoon shader. The one I like a little bit better for what I do. Let's see here. I'll come close. Doo-doo-doo.
Chris says liberated, confident, don't give a crap.
All three of those work.
LCD.
All three of those work. So what does everybody think of the camera setup? Do you like being able to see the Optima? I know you can't really see close up on my setting.
No, but they can see when you're changing. And yeah, you can kind of see. Right now you're on 1. Is that right?
No.
I'm okay. It's 3. I was misreading. I saw the mark on the dial. I just misread the letters.
Numbers.
Yeah.
You're having a day, aren't you?
Whatever. Free.
Moon's
Brent
already
says the word is free. She's trying to lay down.
Oh.
She does that when she lays down.
Free works. That works well. I'm also hoping this means I'll burn a little quicker, too.
Yeah, me too. Huh?
Why do I need to burn quicker for you?
Sorry, what? I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
So let's see how much I can fix. So I've got the fourth picture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's in the thumbnail. That's what it looked like before I started this again.
I just got a notification on my phone that we're supposed to go live.
We might want to do that.
Yeah.
We might want to do it. Now, my photo is smaller than the actual bear, but I'm okay with that. Because right now I can go in and block in more of the work instead of being hyper-focused on trying to get detail. You sure he's trying to lay down?
Yes, because the door's open.
Poor baby's getting old.
Yeah.
Her hip's been hurting her. That or it's a squeaky wheel. If you notice, I'm moving even though I bumped up my heat, I'm moving my pin quicker and it's still giving me a lighter burn. If I want to darken it, I need to slow down. Still kind of move it around because I don't want the blotches. And because I've already burned in this area, it is going to take more heat to darken it up.
I see.
Let's see here. Do they want it zoomed in, or are they good where they're
Philip
at?
says it's good for me, but he's the only one that has weighed in.
And in the areas where I know there's fur, I'm trying to go in that direction. Let's see here. And if I touch in an area that hasn't been burned, I need to move the pin quicker because then it will burn darker just because that area hasn't been burned yet.
Chris says it's good for her too.
Okay. And I still need to test out the secret pin. But I can't do that here.
You're going to bring up the secret pin.
Why not?
We just started.
I know we just started.
You just started and you're already talking about the secret pin.
I am.
What kind of stream is this going to be?
Fun?
Well, it's not the kind of stream where I drink rum in my coffee.
Did you get special coffee and I didn't?
I drank rum in my coffee.
I didn't get special coffee.
You had 2 cups. This is my 2nd cup.
Oh.
I
thought you
make
made
another
more.
pot if you want.
But
Now Chris is screaming secret pin. Good job, Valarie.
Yeah.
They're going to lock up the Toasties because their family members are going to come in and they're going to be running around like screaming, secret pin! Like, well, time to lock up Mom.
Now this one is the 2B and it burns flat. That's why I switched over, because I can get a darker burn holding the tip flat instead of at an angle. It's on 4. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to see, like, what is it? Below 2 on the camera. I had to move things over just to get what we got.
Below 2? What do you mean?
On the Optim up here.
On the dial?
Yeah.
Well, I think the important thing is that you can see when you're making adjustments. And I think for me, like, as long as we're talking about it, I think it's a good visual cue and a good reminder, you know.
Yeah.
That it would help me if I was, you know, learning how to burn. I suppose that I'm subconsciously taking in this information.
But we need to do another one of those. Teaching you to burn.
It's good. I'm about due for another character in Hanzo's world.
Oh, that's right. Is that what we're going to do as part of it?
Sure.
You're going to add Hanzo's. So this area needs to be really dark because the sun's coming in this way. The arms are up and we are getting that shadow on his face from, well, part of it's from the arm, part of it's actually from his snout. So this area is darker.
Oh my God, that's the perfect amount of rum.
No.
It's really good. Sorry. Chris wants to know how long is it going to be secret and how long do we have to beg to see it?
I know that Pat said a couple of weeks. I'm going to be using it today on my piece that I have to get done for next week. So it will be on camera for next week's video, but it may not be available yet.
I see.
I'll go ahead and show it then because I really need to test it, and for what I'm doing, I need it. Let's see, let's make this part of his nose or mouth.
You should talk to Pat about testing these things on camera, though, because
I do.
It'd be more exciting. Like, you know, when they test a new, like, race car or rocket, you know, and, like, nobody knows how it's going to work, that's, like, really exciting. Like SpaceX, when they launch a rocket. I don't know if it's going to blow up. They hopefully not, but, you know.
None of the pins should blow up.
No. But, you know.
We're safe there.
But seeing it tested for the first time, you know, that's like more of a public thing. So, you know, instead of like NASA testing it in secret. You're like NASA right now. You're testing stuff in secret.
Oh, I think I'm
testing some pins, supposedly, reportedly, but we can't comment on it this time. And the public's like, why? Why you even tell us that? Now I want to know. How would you feel? I'm giving it to her for you, chat. How would you feel if someone's like, hey, I got a secret. And you know something you don't know.
Okay.
That was pretty non-committal.
We need to darken this up. Get it shaped right.
So Chris says that's not too bad of a wait. She can be patient for a week. Beryl wants to know, you mentioned this was on a Blick Birch plywood. How does it compare to the trucklewood? I'm
actually, and come to find out, I've been saying the name all wrong. As I'm burning this, and even though I've already burned over this area, it should be burning better compared to what I've gotten used to. I can say very comfortably right now that I prefer the Tyrkel over the Blick.
It's Tyrkel?
It's Tyrkel.
Like Edie Brickell?
I guess so.
Like when you put a flower in your lapel?
Yes.
And then chased by a gazelle?
Can you actually grab the Royal Pyro piece and I can show like the color? Actually, I've got the color saturation up a little bit on the video.
Sure, but first I have to clean my hands with Purell.
Yes, you do if you got graphite on it. I'm actually liking the Tyrkel much better, actually. I can...
Wait, what do you want me to do with this?
Let's see here. So this is the Tyrkel board versus the Blick. Mind you, this has been sanded more recently than this board. And when you sand the board and then you let it sit, it does oxidize a bit, which means it gets a little darker. So we'll take that into consideration. But burn-wise, and these are both at 400 grit, I like this better. It burns better. It's burning darker, even if the air... The Tyrkel.
Sorry, I was watching the live feed instead of the live nurse delay, so it looked like you were tapping the opposite thing, and I just got confused.
No, I'm liking the Tyrkel much better than the birch. This is burning better. This is burning better. So I have this in my studio. I have other boards. But to be honest, I'll probably use a lot of these for swatch boards. And I'm going to stock up on the Tyrkel boards. These burn a lot easier. So that's where we're at. There. I don't want to throw this.
Yes, man.
I normally just toss things over my shoulder.
And I'm expected to catch some.
I didn't do it this time. Oops, I bent my bear. I got a bear down. There we go. Oh, that sounded bad. I'm sorry.
Not unusual.
Oops. So yeah, I would. Let's see here. I will put the link and the code in the description after the live because I don't think I have it in there. Actually, no, I do. Can you look at the description? Just scroll down on the left side of the screen.
Okay. Philip wants to know where you get these Tyrkel boards.
You get them online.
Yep. That's big. Where online?
It is...
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, I don't have... It doesn't look like it's in the description. I will add the Tyrkel in the
I was looking. I have one job. Don't take that away from me.
If you look on in the description at the Drawing with Fire kit page,
Hopped up on caffeine.
I do have the Tyrkel listed.
Betsy.
I do have the Tyrkel listed there. So
I call her Betty because she laughs like Betty Rubble.
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
I do not.
Now, you see, now you're going to be all self-conscious about it. So we'll change the subject. And then we'll just point it out when it happens again. Betty.
I'm trying to burn the board.
Yes. I'm trying to thwart you.
I see that.
It's my job to make it more complicated so that when it's like a training event.
I'm burning with a hot pin as if this is not complicated.
Ramp up the difficulty, and then when you're alone in your studio, you'd be like, "Oh, this is so easy." Now that he's not bothering me.
I just put my headphones on.
When I'm in here, rude. Eve just put up the Tyrkel website.
Thank y'all.
In chat. So.
And if you use code Valarie18, I had to make sure that was the right one. You will get an additional 10% off of the Tyrkel products, and that includes the wood.
Why is it 18?
2018.
Oh, okay.
I don't get anything from the code at all. I'm not receiving anything. They did that for you guys because I asked them to. And the code is so they can just keep track of if people are buying or not.
I see.
And give them the discount. But burning on this, I've gotten a little spoiled.
I see.
And I've been using this type of panel for a couple of years now. But now that not all birch is the same. Let's see here. I have the nose. Let's get this filled in so I can get it right.
You know, Beryl, I would. And the only reason why I'm saying this out loud, because if I thought I could do that, I would totally do it.
What's that?
But the problem is that I've forgotten what it looks like.
What? The special pen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even out.
Because Beryl was suggesting that I just hand it to you casually to use.
Yeah. He can't... My pens are right here next to me. He can't reach them.
Well, I mean, you could get up and go around.
And I'll bite your arm.
That happened in the last stream, if I remember right.
I am a biter.
You're a biter.
I'm a biter. I will bite. I'm switching to the ball tip so that I can get more texture, but more darkness. Let's just hope I put it. Yes. Remember, the larger the ball tip and the metal at the end of the pen, the little longer it takes to heat up. You're heating up more metal. I don't know how well they can see my scratch board. Let's see here.
You can see a little bit of it.
So I'm going up to almost 5. I don't tend to go anywhere after 6. For flat work, I haven't.
What are you talking about?
6 on the burner.
We go outside the house all the time. Oh.
On the burner. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I am so tempted to actually take this pattern and switch it over to the Treckel board.
Well, I think that you should finish it out here.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm already here.
Yeah. You have a question from Chris.
Yes.
What thickness of Treckel do you like working on?
The ones I've been working on besides the canvas type with the cradle board, the actual panel is 1/4 of an inch, so it's thicker, so less likely to bend, because on the Blick smaller boards I do 1/8 of an inch thick. But I am liking I haven't tried the 1/2 inch on the Treckel. Makes it easier to mat and frame. And they're lighter at 1/4 of an inch. So that is what I suggest.
Yeah, I know that Dick Blick is an established art supply store. But I have just always thought that it would be more appropriate for like a 40s private eye.
Of course you have.
What does that mean?
Because you always like that type of banter.
What do you mean, see? What you're talking about, see?
That. You missing JP?
Yeah.
Trying to reshape.
I gotta get in contact with him.
You do? Now he does have some hair. They're like little whiskers. I can take care of those later. I'm not going to stress about them right now. They're thin and small enough that I can scratch them out. So I will. And see, even if there's a highlight, it's still burned. And I think that's part of what's throwing me off is... Let's see here. Nose. Based on the photo I'm looking at, I've got the shape wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm having to fix the shape of the nose. Because based on how I have it, it's wrong.
That's the benefit of coming back to a piece later. You know, a lot of times, like, I'll get a piece of art done and then it'll be like exhibited like the next week, you know, or in the next even couple days. And sometimes when I get them back, I'm looking at them after I've not seen them in a while, and I think, oh, there's some problems there.
Yeah.
You know, luckily I can actually paint over to correct if I need to. But
Well, I think if you get stuck on a piece, or you've lost kind of your love for it at the moment, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to put it away and bring it out later after you've done a few more pieces, and then basically do what I'm doing.
mm-hmm.
I know going back and fixing takes time, but it also helps teach you to fix without freaking out and sanding the whole board and getting hard on yourself. And it also makes you feel good because you look at it and you go, okay, I can do this better. So it does help if you're feeling less confident, I think. So at this point, I'm not against putting a piece away for even if it's just a week or two and work on something else. I would say work on something completely different. Like on World Pyrography Month, I did a bunch of different animals. And so that gave me a whole new perspective on different furs and being a little more brave. I think that's more of the description. Being a little bit more brave.
So you benefited from your own World Pyrography Month.
Yes.
That's good.
Oh, my art is not where I want it to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully my art won't be where I really want it to be until I just can't grow anymore. Meaning, you should always want to be learning.
Yeah, I think that some of the most influential artists and then famous artists have said things to that effect, that you never stop learning new techniques.
If you
never stop improving.
But if you do, you've become...
Well,
I'm trying to think of a way to put it.
Well, it's complacency, and it's also it's a bit of
I know, I'm trying to find the right way to say it because I don't want...
It's not a pleasant thing.
No, because the bigger quote really is, if you quit learning, you're done. How's it go? I just had it on the tip of my tongue and it went right out the window.
Well,
even though the window's closed.
I don't know what you mean.
If you're not learning, you're dying, basically.
If you're not first, you're last.
In this particular case, yeah. That's actually quite true. And because I'm darkening this and kind of reshaping it because it needs to, I was off. Mind you, I'm not being as hard on myself as I normally would be because I've only worked on this during live streams, and that's even harder to do. So I'm not mad at myself for screwing up because I have gotten used to that. I need to figure out what to do for next week. Now the ball tip is going to make it a little rougher. I can go back and smooth that out later. But in areas like here, the texture actually helps. But I can go back and smooth it out. So I'm not going to stress over it. But I do think already just reshaping it, I probably should have put the photo up on the screen so we could reference it back and forth and see the difference. Contrast always makes a difference. Let's reshape this. Now with these shorter hairs, using the ball tip actually helps because you can get the smaller strokes in and just kind of fill it in and then go back later and detail it more. Like this is way too rough. In fact, why don't we switch over to that area right now? See what we can do with it.
You dropped it down to 4?
Yeah, because this is a lighter burned area, so this is going to burn darker.
Which ball tip are you using, by the way?
This is the large.
Large ball tip. Got it. That's the only one you used so far, right?
No.
No? Okay. What else have you used?
I've used the 18M,
18M,
the 2B, and
2B,
the large old spin shooter. Alright, let's get some of this in here. And I might actually switch back to the 18M for this area.
Okay. Oh, you got a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to smooth it out after using the ball tip?
I tend to blend with another tip.
Yeah, but which one?
I'm thinking.
Is it the secret one?
No, not the secret one. Good try though.
For a second, I thought you actually had one of the secret ones. Nope,
I'm being good. Or trying to be. Let's see here, I got my pins. There we go. I tend to use the 18M to smooth out.
So you switched over, but you didn't change the heat setting?
No, I need to see where it's at. That's the good thing about the scratch board.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit there and try to remember. Okay, this is going to look like this at... See, that's too dark. But, you see, it's burned.
So whenever you switch over to an inch pan like that, what is the first setting that you try, usually?
Well, if I know I want darker, I'll go a little higher. And then I can bring it down.
Ah.
If I want lighter, I go lower. And then I can build it up.
Okay.
Let's see here. He's got... I can see less detail in my photo, so... Let's see here. And I've got this really sharp, but it doesn't need to be that sharp. I realized I was working on in layers on this, and so it's not like this part was done. But I'm glad I worked in layers because I feel like I have less to fix.
That's good.
Right now, I'm just kind of using the edge of the left side. I can already use the strokes that are down. And just darken.
Sorry.
Did you take your medicine?
Not yet. It's not time.
Then why are you yawning?
I don't know. I started thinking about napping. And it sounded so
why
bad.
would you start thinking about napping?
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Pop it back out.
I can't. It's already in there.
No, pop it out.
I'll be back later. I gotta calm down.
No.
All right. Fine.
You're the one in charge of the...
Morrow. I'm gonna butcher this last name, but Cianferroni.
Hi, Morrow.
Says good job.
Thank y'all. Trying to fix.
Robin Short is here. Says hello, everyone.
Hey, Robin. Just trying to fix. I'm going to go up higher because this area has been burned. Yeah, I'm not used to... I had gotten used to the Blick board and whatnot, but now that I've not been using it for a while, I don't like it as much. I have less issue of trying to darken on the Treckel board. And if this wasn't such a big piece, I would actually try burning it on both boards just to see how it looked. But when I'm done with this one, I don't want to do it again. Just being real.
Well, it's going to be a large piece.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the larger or the same size as the raccoon?
Same size as the raccoon.
Mm.
Let's see here. See, even the eye isn't as smooth as I would like. World Pyrography Month, I was really focusing on the eyes and getting the kind of detail I wanted.
Robin thinks it looks amazing.
Thank you, Robin. Let's see if we can give him...
Oh, MG. Grace is here.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, Grace.
Been a while. Alright. We missed Eve last week, but she went on a little vacation.
Yeah.
Did you have fun, Eve? Haven't got to talk to her since she got back. Come on, darken. See, on this pen, you gotta remember you're only using more I'd say above the crease.
Yeah.
And so that's a smaller area. Let me see here, right? Where did I have rough ball tip? I did some in here. So let's try. And see, this is, though it's light in the photo, it still should be burned. I'm thinking of trying the newer large spoon shader, because this actually might be a place where it would work well, whereas I didn't care for it last week on the small portrait, because this is a larger area, it actually might work better. So I'm about to switch over. You don't need this many pens. It's just I have the option, so I switch.
Where did that come from? That was like really
because
random.
because I keep switching between pens, and I don't want people to think they have to have all the pens.
Anyway, we're working on this small piece. You don't need this many pens.
Yeah. Well, you don't. I have them, so I go looking for the ones that will make things go quicker.
Yes.
So this is the newer spoon shader, and it should heat up very well because it's a thin, flexible tip. So I bumped down to 4. And let's see how quick it heats up. So you're going to make a mess of my counter over there with graphite again, aren't you?
I already did. When I showed up.
4.5.
I'm going to have to go take my medicine, and Xena, I think, is at the fence because I can hear Brian's dogs barking.
You're talking to Brian's dogs?
Yeah.
Because this tip is flexible, you do have to be careful on how much pressure you use. You don't want to snap it. Though with the way Pat makes the tips.
It's okay. Bernadette's here.
Oh.
You can watch.
Oh boy. But he doesn't read the comments to me.
No. Because that's the only job I have.
That's not the only job you have. You take care of me. Let's see here. Let's go darker because, again, the areas are burned. They're burned darker. It's going to take more heat. I just found a mosquito bite on my arm that I can't stop scratching. Here we go. Slow down a little bit. Because even though this is a dark area, there are still different planes that show through. I want to make sure we get that. That way it doesn't look all flat. We don't want it to look like a silhouette. We want it to have movement to it. And I may actually, for a minute, oops, damn mosquito bite. I may actually stand up for a few minutes because I have this up so high so that you can see the Optima. I can actually stand and burn. I kind of feel like I need to do that. Let's pull this dark out. Because right here, he's got his cheek. Bears can have cheeks. Yes, Philip. In my opinion, the Trekell boards are a better quality of birch. These are just Blick studio panels, so I don't know who supplies them, where they get the birch, how they treat the birch. There is a video on the Trekell YouTube page showing you at least how they make the cradle boards, and they do those by hand. So if you're interested just seeing how they make the cradle board is the one that I'm doing the hummingbird on. So you can watch how they make those. I was actually quite happy to see that they assemble them at least by hand and hand sand them.
There's my chair, Bernadette.
She wishes. I was just telling them I think I'm about to stand up.
Oh.
Because well, of course I'm hurting, but the light and how it's hitting my eyes.
Okay, so Paulo is here.
Hey, Paulo. Alright, let's see if
Did you answer Philip's question?
About the quality of...
Yes. And Lana Gozard is here.
Hi, Lana. Sorry, I had to drink. So now, because I'm standing, am I painting? Does that fall under painting?
No, you're just standing. I mean, you're painting whether you're sitting or standing. It's not position
I was
dependent.
trying to be different.
Well, you are, love. You are.
That's how you tell a 6-year-old
She's hitting me.
when she comes home from
me.
school. Crying.
Oh. I have to eat some chocolate. I got low blood sugar.
Is that what it is? Did you take your medicine?
I just took my medicine, yeah.
Thing is, I meant to bring your bottle with me.
My bottle? Am I a baby?
Yes. It's mine.
My bottle. Make sure you test it on your forearm.
Yeah.
Get burned.
Though this would make the mosquito bite that's on my arm that's itching stop itching. This is a little easier on my eyes. I'm trying to think if I've actually ever stood and burned. I think only once. But it also gives me a different perspective of it, and I can pull back and see better.
That's true, Grace. I have outsourced almost all my work to burn it out.
So I'm still at 5.5, but I'm moving this tip quickly. So I do get a lighter burn, and I can kind of fade things in.
Grace says, Val, no, don't do that.
Oh, No, not that bad. Let's see here. We can get the dark.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting you do this with your pen, but the mosquito bite thing, something I learned when I was growing up.
That's what I was thinking of
in Alaska.
when I said it.
Is that if you have a mosquito bite and it itches, if you can get like a hot washcloth and get it as hot as you can possibly stand it, like hot water, and press it against the bite, it'll neutralize the toxins.
I use my coffee cup.
Yeah, and it'll stop itching. Otherwise, the more you scratch it, the more it itches, and eventually you just start bleeding.
I just don't happen to have a coffee cup in here because
that's not my fault.
Is your coffee cup hot?
No, it's not in here.
Oh.
Drink it. Do you want me to make more coffee?
No. What time are we at? No.
We're 11:45.
No, because after this is nap time.
And Kung Fu today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be leaving before you get up, probably.
Okay. I don't sleep that late.
Well, no, but today is open studio from 4.
Alright, so let's go. We have darker fur in here. I'm feeling a little bit of buildup. Let's see here. I really don't want to turn my tip off right now. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Anything sharp on this tip will ruin it.
That's good life guidance.
How you figure?
Anything sharp on this tip will ruin it.
See, I don't know why that's rough. Let's see here. Use the edge for fur. I'm just trying to draw it back. And some of it actually stands up. But I'm really hot. I'm at 6. Move around because that's really light up there. And just touching down is really making it dark. Let's see here. Yeah, we can go down a little bit.
Am I being inappropriate, Grace? No,
What are you doing?
She says she's asking if I'm being inappropriate.
You mean being you?
Yes.
Oh. Not that I can say a whole lot.
No, you can't.
Hey now.
You're a rock star. No? Eve says the best tip with mosquito bites is to walk with someone who's much tastier to the mosquito.
That is very true.
There's an Alaskan joke about mosquitoes. So there's these 2 mosquitoes, and they've got this camper, and they've got him down. And they're like,
When you said camper, I'm thinking like
person.
Okay.
And they're like, do we eat him here, or do we take him away? And it's like, we need to eat him here now. Otherwise, the big mosquitoes will get him. Waka waka waka.
It's not good of a joke if I'm only half listening to it.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm
you're
focused.
diminishing my joke by being inattentive.
But I was focused. I'm trying to think what I want to say about this because we do have darker under the eye. This is the other part of his cheek. So I'm trying, and not hit the camera because I'm like standing right next to it. And filming wise, I'm used to filming sitting down.
You look like you're posing. You've got your hand on your hip.
Da, da, da.
You look like you're getting ready to cross something with George Washington.
He has a cousin. You forgot about that, didn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're related, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my ancestors. Meanwhile, back in the upper end of the swampy village. Think we'll ever know anybody famous? Nope.
Yes.
Well,
but you were at the. Your family was the upper end of the swampy village. The upper, so less swampy.
that doesn't necessarily mean that. That just means a direction.
Okay, but water flows down. So if you're at the upper, it should be a little drier.
Mm.
It's not my fault. You just haven't done more genealogy. My aunt has done a ton.
I'm afraid.
But there's no reason to be afraid.
Think of what I've found already. Do you really want to find out, like, more?
Sure, I'm just an Oberman by marriage.
Betty.
Sorry. That could be dangerous. I did know where my hot pen tip was at all times. It's not my fault. It's not.
I know it's not your fault.
You're still special to me.
Thanks. Right back at you.
It's not like I have access to any of the kingdoms.
No.
No keys to the castle. So.
See, what I'm afraid I'll find out is I'm afraid I'll find out that living in the upper end of the swampy village is the high point of my genealogy. Imagine.
You got your artistic genes from somewhere. Right?
I'm sure that they made some really nice things out of mud.
Hey, the family in Arkansas all worked at the sawmills. And yeah, I'm the only one who, Bubba does work with some wood, but I'm the only one who really does anything with wood.
That's true.
And I'm the female.
That means nothing.
Nowadays.
No.
My point being is there's a bunch of men in the family. And the stereotype, which is shrinking, tends to be that men are the woodworkers. But like on my Instagram, it's... Oh, I guess I haven't mentioned that, huh?
The muddiest mud puddle. Yes.
Oh, you're so salty about it.
Salty. You know what? Salty used to mean something else. Salty used to mean that somebody was experienced. And it was derived from a nautical term, and someone was an old salt. It means that they were an old sailor who'd been around. So if one was salty, it meant that they were very experienced. Or, more specifically, a very experienced sailor. And so when somebody said, oh, well, that guy's salty, and that means that they were like really experienced. And it could even be used as a kind of a friendly term, like, hey, you old salty dog, you know?
Yeah.
But now, salty means something different.
It does.
It's been repurposed.
Because that's what happens with words.
I don't like it.
You're just a different kind of salty.
I suppose. I'm not a sailor. I did live on the ocean, though.
Yeah. You did. Trying to darken up these areas. Because that line, even though it's in my photo, because this is still light, it just really makes it.
That's right, Lana Goes Art. This stream is so educational. Next week, the origin of hookers. What? That's a real thing.
But I don't know that one. Kind of hard to teach it if you don't know it.
Oh, well, I'm the one doing. You're doing the burning. I'm doing the educational, the educational color.
But what do you know about it?
About the hooker?
Yeah.
It was derived from a term during an earlier part in our nation in the 1800s, when the frontier was still wild, and Union soldiers would have encampments, and there was one particular general, his name was General Hooker.
Oh, yeah.
Who found a way to keep his men entertained. He would have women brought in from neighboring towns to entertain the men. We won't go into any more detail than that. And they became known as hookers women, and later just shortened to hookers. Yes. And then down the line, it's just been associated with one thing and one thing only.
And the Army taught you that, right?
Called hookers. Actually, yeah, well, yes. but not practically. It was educational.
That's your Army education, huh?
No. We did not have any hookers women.
I switched over to the 18L because I am working in a large area. I haven't used this one a whole lot. It is going to require higher heat because it's a thicker tip. So I am starting at 5. Woo! Maybe I don't.
Smoky.
Maybe I don't.
Should that wire be right next to your testing thing?
Well, yeah. I'm just... Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, it is fine. It's gliding nicely.
Grace, I think Hooker's green is based on the man. If it was based on the woman, it would have a completely different meaning.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that green.
No, you wouldn't want it. No.
I think, but isn't that the point you were trying to make?
I don't remember now. Teresa Luchsinger says, hello.
Hi, Teresa. She is in the group. Oh, over on Instagram, I switched the World Pyrography Month page to my Drawing with Fire page. And so I'm going to be posting some pictures over there that I don't post on our regular one. What they are right now, I don't know. But that's the plan.
Okay. How is this going to change things for anybody, though?
Nothing. It's just one more
okay.
to follow.
I'm asking legitimately. Like
nothing.
Okay.
Probably nothing, because
as if there is anything that we need to do. Like, do we need to look up anything else or follow anything else, or?
Yeah, if you're on the username's at world_pyrography month_, but if you're already following over there, then you already saw the changes. Let's see here. I do have a little bit of carbon buildup on the tip, but I'm also burning hotter. Let's see.
So Chris asked, so there's another page.
Yeah, I just did it like a couple of days ago.
Okay. On
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because I didn't want the page to just sit there.
Yeah.
So, and I figured I don't have a Drawing with Fire account for Instagram. It's all done on our joint account. And Hanzo has an account too, right?
Yeah. I wasn't really going to talk it out until I got some more stuff on there. But yes, Hanzo has
And then
an
I go
account.
and mention it.
That's all right.
Let's see here. Blending this out. This is still an Optima pen. It's just an older version. Pat had run out of his teal and was waiting for the shipment to come in and had to use other colors that he had while waiting. I'm trying to blend this line out a bit because it's too harsh. But as I darken this, hopefully it won't look as harsh. Again, I'm moving the pen quickly. I get less blobs. I can have a higher temperature, but still work a lighter area. I heard that.
That was inside.
I know. So, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling a major difference on the boards. I don't have this kind of, I hadn't. Now, it could still happen, but I haven't had that feeling of carbon buildup dragging on the wood with the trickle board.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna work on a sketch, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna keep monitoring chat. I'll just leave it to the little bit of messing up of your counter that I've already done. I won't make a larger mess.
Oh, went real dark there. So I'm gonna try to blend it out. Way dark. So,
Excuse me.
there is no excuses for you.
Aw,
Aw.
that's mean.
But I didn't.
That's harsh.
I didn't necessarily mean
No
it in a
excuse for you.
in a mean
What?
way.
I'll just go back to the swamp. Yeah, I'm probably right, Grace.
Yeah, I do have carbon. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and turn this off.
Okay.
And we're going to clean the tip.
Are you going to show clean?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that the white stuff on here is... let's see here.
Zinc oxide?
Aluminum
Oh,
oxide.
wake up. Why did I say zinc?
I don't know. It's aluminum. It's powder. I like the powder better.
Aluminum oxide.
And I'm just going to draw down. Don't want to do it too much because you can go past the polish on the pens.
Oh, so you're just trying to take the carbon off. You don't want to affect the polished surface.
Let's see.
And I'm assuming you don't want to press too hard.
No, because I don't want to break my pen.
Yeah, or bend it or something, right?
Nope. But you can also sharpen your tip and keep the edges sharp.
And it should go without saying, you should probably do this when your tips are cool. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I'm off.
Okay.
Because I've been wiping with my fingers here, see?
Oh.
Let's see here. And that's it. That's all it takes.
Really?
Yep.
What, do you have to wipe it off or anything?
Oh, I wiped it off with my fingers.
Yeah, oh, you mean the... Okay. Freak me out.
Why?
Because it just freaks me out anytime you do that with one of your pens, even.
But I always check to make sure that light is off.
Okay.
Alright, so nice and clean.
It's not one of the secret ones.
No, it's not one of the secret ones.
Lana is asking, what happens if you don't clean the tip?
It'll start dragging across the board and it won't burn right. See, right now it's gliding better.
That's good.
I'm not pushing hard.
Chris has a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have to smooth a rough pin? My small ball tip seems rough.
Seems rough.
Is it an
Optima? Shouldn't be rough. Actually, if let's see here, depends on where he's talking rough. The strop should help kind of smooth it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no, it's not rough. The aluminum oxide in the polish, the aluminum oxide is polish, so it removes the carbon and it polishes the tip. There's also another way to clean, but I don't have carbon buildup in order to do it. I was going to make a video on it. But you know what? I guess I could get some carbon buildup based on what I'm doing. And I'll do it with the big pen. Alright, so what I'm doing is taking my large ball tip. I'm going to get it built up with some carbon. And then I'll show you another way to clean it. It works the best from ball tips. Pat passed on this information to me. I just hadn't, because I don't tend to burn dark. I don't get as much carbon buildup. What?
No, it's not. You said burn dark.
Burn dark.
and I just had a internal vision of dogs out in the backyard making that noise. Burn dark, burn dark, burn dark. Betty.
You sure you don't need your nap early?
I shouldn't take a nap.
So right now I'm just trying to, I mean, granted it needs to be darker anyway, so I'm taking advantage of that. I'm trying to get some carbon buildup to make sure that on camera what I'm about to do works. So no, I haven't had to smooth any tips out, at least not for Optima. Let's see, I can tell I used some ball tips here. It's rougher than it should be. I don't know if those were Optima tips right there. Get some build up. I do like the ball tips. As long as you keep them moving quickly. You can get some really good gradient burns with them. I think my hand's in the way. There we go. Sorry about that. No, I looked up at the camera and...
Oh, I was watching.
So right now I'm on 6. I'm trying to get some carbon built up. Which is harder with, in general, with the Optima pens because of the polish. You should have less buildup.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're going to get buildup if you're burning black. Like a large area. Or on watercolor paper. Because it just happens. It's not the pen's fault. Alright.
Zena's trying to scratch out a place to lay down.
Yeah, I feel
carpet.
Alright. Let's see here. No, still not having any. I know what happens. I'm just not really getting it. Well, let's go to 6.5, see what happens. I'm intentionally trying to get some carbon on the pen.
Well, don't risk your art, though.
Well, no, I'm just doing it in darker areas, so I don't have to worry about something like that. Plus, these areas do need to darken up. All right. Now, in general, with your wire tips, if you're working and you get black check and carbon on your pen, just turn the heat up to like 10 for 30 seconds and it'll burn it off. But sometimes it doesn't. So, what Pat passed on to me was using paraffin wax, canning wax, especially for the ball tips. And I finally got some, and I really don't have carbon on my ball tip, so this is not, I'll show you how to do it, but I'm really not going to get anything off of it because the tip isn't dirty. So this is some canning wax. I just have it here. So, and what you're going to do when you have carbon buildup and you know you have it, oh, there's a little bit. Turn your pen up so that it goes red hot.
Whoa.
Hold on.
That's hot.
It's hot. As soon as it's hot, oh, not hot enough yet. What he's going to do is pull the carbon off. There's a little bit going right there. It pulls the carbon. And give it a second to burn off the wax. I turn my tip off, or the pen off, to just wipe it off just to make sure I don't have any wax on there. But if you notice, it's pretty darn clean.
Yeah. Cool.
So while you're working, you can just turn your pen up. Do that. I tried it with some other tips. It did not work as well. But for the ball tips, it does work. So hopefully, let's see here for a second. Maybe. Because I really want to zoom it in so you can see. Let's see. It's going to get blurry. But hopefully you can see better. Now the tip's clean and ready to burn. Make sure to turn your heat back down. So I was I can work at, and because you clean the carbon off, you can actually lower your heat because you've probably been bumping up your heat trying to get that burn, and there's carbon on the tip.
Grace wants to touch it when it's hot.
No, you can't touch it when it's hot.
Actually, that was my first word.
Hot? Yeah.
My parents, we had a wood-burning stove, and my parents kept telling me not to touch it because it was hot. And of course, I touched it. And then that was the word.
Hot?
I said hot.
Hot. Okay, so all I did was kind of run the tip cold on a paper towel just to make sure that the wax was off. Which, by turning up the heat, the wax burns off. So.
Oh, God.
But it's just, in my mind, it's just an added precaution.
Ah.
In general, I don't get a lot of carbon buildup, so I haven't used the technique often, but that also helps to keep the wear and tear down off the tip because you're not running it across the strop all the time. Mm-hmm. And now it smells like a candle in here. So that's just the paraffin canning wax. hot pen, putting it down, I want to grab just the box. We got this at the PX.
Where'd you go?
I'm right here. See, because I'm not seated, I can move around.
Well, I'll just take over then.
So this is just the wax.
Gold wax. You can only get that down in Mexico, though.
No, we got this at the PX.
No, you can get it
we got it
the
at
Gulf
the PX.
Of Tonkin and the Persian Gulf.
No, we got it at the PX.
She was gonna hit me with the wax.
Why would I hit you with the wax?
That would be so wax though.
I'm not whacking you with the wax.
You got some interesting. You're talking about shirt designs.
Yeah. I need to finish getting Bernadette's merch done.
Yeah.
But why does she get merch and I don't?
She's the face of the channel.
Oh, she don't do no work. I thought I was the face of the channel.
You are. But you wanted a mascot. You wanted a personal assistant, so you got Bernadette.
But she doesn't work.
I feel like that she would be offended if you told her that.
She didn't even show up a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, well, she must have been busy or something.
Okay, but I showed up.
Okay. We've been going at this for a year.
I'm over a year now.
Yeah, she just wanted a day off.
But she hasn't been working for that year. She's only been working, 7 months? I think the last time we were working on this bear, I don't think Bernadette was here.
Really?
I don't think so. I'll have to go back to the last video. Which is at the end of February. And this is my photo. I took this photo at Arizona. Let's see here. I'm not going to stand for every live, but...
Oh my god. Chat's coming up with all kinds of t-shirt slogans.
Write them down then.
Well, just look in chat.
Well, no, because sometimes I accidentally close it and then it goes away and then I miss it. So if there's good ones, just write it down and maybe we'll do a giveaway with that saying on it or something.
Baby, burn. Tips come in all shapes and sizes.
Was that Grace?
Let's see. Yeah, that was great.
Keep the window open. I saw Chris's.
Sizes. Ball tip. Sun's out, tips out.
Oh, Cheryl, I would definitely love to run a competition to find the funniest.
Leave the window open.
See, that could be taken in two different ways too.
Yeah.
Have her holding a match that's lit. Again, could be taken two different ways. Or the torch. That area needs to be a little darker.
The tip is hot. One of these are Grace. I mean, Eve and Robin.
Are they helping too?
Oh, yeah. Love the burn. That's Eve.
Do you need a penicillin bottle with that?
Smoking hot. Ready to burn.
Oh, that's not smooth, but I can come back to it. Let's see here. I'm really trying to get the curled effect. He's looking at him. His lips are curled. Well, not curled, but they have form to them. They're not flat.
Don't touch the tip. Just the tip.
Oh, they woke up, didn't they?
Yeah. Let's see. Burn all the things.
Burn all the
Who
things.
said that? Oh, that's Eve.
Eve.
What? Man, I gotta go burn a cat.
No.
Hot tips are my favorite.
No, look at the bold.
Which one? Tips, straps, and wood. Jesus.
Yeah, you realize Bernadette's going to be on with one of these things. Let's see here.
Hot tips are my favorite.
Where did you go? There we go.
Alright. Jesus.
They're full of it today, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Gray says, bye all, I gotta go burn a cat. To quote you. Set the world on fire. Wow. That's Chris. Set the world on fire.
Well, I need to figure out where to run this competition.
I like it hot.
That's a good one.
It's hollow. Eve, I hate you. What? Oh, that's Grace. Let's see. I had water in my mouth. I don't understand what why that would be on a shirt. Oh, that's just. Okay.
I think she's just responding.
I know.
Let's see. I guess this is a good way to finish up.
Ooh, love me a hot tip. Size doesn't matter when it comes to wood.
I guess we're not doing any t-shirts for kids.
I thought you were leaving, Grace.
My favorite wood is. I'm guessing we're not doing any t-shirts for kids.
Oh, sure. You wouldn't want your 3-year-old running around with burn all the things, or
actually, that may be funny.
or burn baby burn, or
get them started early.
Don't touch the tip. That's just weird. Okay.
But it is a true statement.
My favorite tip is.
So I gotta figure out how to incorporate Bernadette with some of these. Grace says we're stuck with her.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I don't mind that. Well, this side still definitely needs to go darker.
I want to burn you. Okay.
That's a good one. That is something I kind of say.
Yeah, I have to, what was it? Did you tell Alana that you wanted to burn her?
Yes, I did.
I was like,
I did.
In art. Yeah,
because she did look at me funny.
Strange woman comes up to you and says, I want to burn you.
Oh, Alana knows.
I want to burn you. Yeah, she knows that. Make a mini t-shirt for Bernadette.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so looking back, I'm going to go ahead.
Wow, that's a lot of slogans.
Well, I've got to figure out how to run the competition. Do it over on the Facebook group. I need to turn this off. There we go.
I could always come up with some. They could actually do a design. You know what I mean? And not just a slogan, but a full t-shirt design.
I'll figure it out. Let's see here. Off. I'm just trying to figure out the best lighting. Oh, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Yeah, we're about ready to go, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So I've darkened his face, but he still needs more. But by fixing, by fixing the side. Yeah.
She's just trying to help. She's doing what you paid her for.
He froze.
You scared her.
Fixing the side of the mouth makes it look better. This area still needs to darken. This all needs to darken, but by going darker, he feels a little bit better. Got to remember, there's an arm right here, lighter fur right here, and his ear. So right now he still looks a little off. But I do feel like this detail helps. You see, you pull it down a little bit. Darken. I didn't even get to the arm over here because I really don't like the fur over here. Let's see if I can bring it closer.
Oh, it's been rotten.
It's just too, though he has coarse hair, some of the area is too coarse for my liking, so I need to fix that. Let's see here. How different does he look than from when we started? See if I can pull up a photo.
I'm tired. I was like, if you take a picture of it, you're not going to be able to compare it because it's already done. What are you doing?
I already have a photo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how well we're going to be able to see it.
Your face would burn nicely.
Ah, that's a good one. Let's see here. It's not really easy to tell in this way, especially since the light makes it lighter. But
I'm pretty sure that if like the police raided this studio and they found this notepad, that I'd be in for questioning or you'd be in for questioning. What does this mean? I want to burn you. Your face would burn nicely. Set the world on fire.
Yeah. So I have darkened him up here. Fixed the shape of the nose. I think that made a big difference. Put more detail in the lip. And just overall, he needs to be darker. So, if we don't have any more questions, I need to sit.
Okay.
What are we doing next week?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't know. What are we doing? You're asking me.
I know.
I don't know why you
next
would do
week, I have to finish the AAC piece. Like, it sucks that I can't show it right now.
Big piece of wax.
Yes, that's what I was showing. So I can either, you know what? I think possibly next week we're going to swatch out colors. And what I mean by I'll burn some swatches onto wood. That way we can put the color over it and I can just play in color. I kind of wanted to do that today, but I didn't have any boards ready. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think. Don't forget to hit the like button. Contradict that one butthead.
Nice burn, Birch. Nice.
I like the Trakell board better than the Birch. And if there's no more questions, we're going to stop it here.
Okay.
Happy burning, guys. Bye.